Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Forex forecast for the week ending May 5th, 2023. My name is Justin Bennett with Daily Price Action, and in today's forecast, we're going to talk about the DXY, the euro, the pound, the dollar versus the yen, and also gold. Now, if you have not joined my partner, Prime XBT, be sure to do so. See the link in the description here on YouTube, or if you're on the website, click on that free access link to get access. You can trade Forex, crypto, commodities, and indices with Prime XBT. Use code DPA for up to a $7,000 trading bonus. And when you deposit $500 or more, I will give you lifetime access to our Discord group where I talk about various setups throughout the day and also share my trades in real time. You'll also get a video just like this one every single weekday. So again, see the link in the description if you're on YouTube, or that free access link on the website. Sign up, deposit $500 or more, and I will give you lifetime access to our Discord group. Okay, so starting here with the DXY, the US dollar index, we really don't have any resolution yet to this consolidation that's occurring above that year-to-date high at 100.8. So this is really the line in the sand, in my opinion, to keep the dollar constructive, because any break below this, and we're looking at a potential move down here toward 99.3. Okay, so that would be the next one, the next key level to keep in mind if we were to get a breakdown from the dollar, and alternatively, if we can finally see it break above this trend line. Okay, you can see how significant this level has been ever since back here in March. If the dollar can finally get above this, which it tried on Friday and failed, if it can finally climb above this week, then we're looking at the monthly open around 102.60. Get above that, we're looking at that yearly open around 103.50. So really for the dollar, it's going to come down to this: either sustained break below this level down here, 100.8, to expose 99.3, or break this trend line and get that first higher high, because we have not seen that from the dollar since back here in March, early March. We have not seen a higher high from the DXY. Do that, and we likely see the dollar trend higher. Keep in mind too that we do have FOMC this week on Wednesday, so that's going to trigger a lot of volatility here for the dollar and the entire Forex market. All right, so next up we have the EURUSD, which really isn't doing a whole lot recently. The uptrend is still intact here. However, it's not respecting key levels the way I like to see. And anytime that happens, I tend to kind of remove myself from that market and look elsewhere. With that said, I do think that the bigger opportunity here, if we see dollar strength, okay, that's still a big if, but if we see the DXY move higher, the bigger opportunity for the euro is going to be a breakdown from this channel, right down here, currently around 109.30, that horizontal. A breakdown from this would expose lower levels like 107.50 and potentially these lows around 105. Now, alternatively, if we see the DXY break that 100.8 level and trend lower, then we're looking at the euro breaking out, okay, from this high from last week around 110.80. All right, so you can see these highs back here, and the next key level would be 111.80. Now, we also have this trend line on the euro similar to the DXY off of this low. And you can see where the market did try to break it on Friday. We got a 4-hour close below, but it recovered right back above before the weekend. Now, it was a Friday, was the last trading day of the month. So take everything you saw from the Forex market last week on Friday with a grain of salt, because as I often say, the last trading day of the month, guys, can be very tricky because you get a lot of institutions closing their books. So those moves tend to be more administratively driven than conviction driven. All right, so keep that in mind. But for the euro, guys, I mean, again, I'm not really too interested in this right now just because it has been so choppy here over the past few weeks. All right, so for the pound, we've seen this market just kind of go sideways ever since testing these range highs right around 124.50. So this was a very clean level back here. However, over the past few weeks, you can see that the market has just chopped around this area, although it is forming this ascending channel here, right? So over the past few weeks, you can see this ascending channel that's formed, basically higher highs, higher lows. So this is another pair that I am not really interested in right now, just because it's not really respecting key levels the way I like to see. Now, with that said, all right, if we see the market come up here and test 126.50, 126.60, this high from back here, going into FOMC, this is going to be a big level to watch, right? Because if we see the pound climb above the top of this channel, all right, so looking here at the 4-hour time frame, if we see something like this during the coming week where we get the pound breaking out from this level, all right, so breakout here, retest this level, maybe going into FOMC, spike above it, right, deviate from there, that could be a potential short opportunity, just given the significance of that 126.60 level. Now, the real confirmation for that, if we do see a break higher from this, would be a deviation from here, but also a close back within this channel. All right, so something like this, get a retest up here, close below that, close back inside this channel. That's your confirmation of weakness right there. If we see a sustained break above this level up here, then we're likely seeing the pound trend higher over the coming days. Just keep in mind though, once again, we do have FOMC on Wednesday, so trading this ahead of time is going to be a bit unfavorable, all right, at least in my opinion. Also support down here at these recent highs right around 125. All right, so that's gonna be the level to keep in mind. I think that this former range high really isn't being respected anymore. But once again, I think for the week ahead, we've got 125 support down here. We've got resistance up here at the top of this channel, followed by 126.60. So the dollar yen is one that I wrote about on Friday. And this to me is kind of the one I'm watching for the week ahead. This is the best looking market right now, in my opinion, in the Forex market. And this is something where I mentioned this a few weeks ago. So when the market was trading back here and it was coming off of this support level, I told members that it did look pretty good for a long. Also mentioned how the price action looked very similar to what we got back here, right? You can see the higher high off of this channel support. And sure enough, we've seen some higher highs and higher lows. Okay, now the market last week did close above that 135 area. So you can see that over the past few months, this has been a very critical level for the dollar yen. So as of right now, the market is holding above that. But like I said, Friday was the last trading day of the month. So you've got to be a little bit careful here. With that said, though, I will be looking for pullbacks into 135 to potentially go long up here toward 138. All right, so that's going to be a big pivot here for the dollar yen as well. And potentially even a move up here toward like 140, 142 in the coming weeks to test the top of that channel, because this is simply an ascending channel here for the dollar yen. So as long as it's carving higher highs and higher lows and staying above 135, we could just see this here over the coming weeks up there toward 140 to 142. All right, but I do like the shape of this chart right now, with it closing above that 135 level. Again, Friday, was the last trading day of the month, so you got to be a little bit careful. But a retest down here in this area could be a potential long for a move up there toward the 138 area. All right, so last up, I want to talk about gold, which has been a very sideways market. This is another one where right now I'm not really interested in. If we were to see a close below this trend line, though, that I talked about last week, you can really see this on the 4-hour time frame, right? So if we go here to the 4-hour, you can see that this trend line has been very resilient, but at the same time, gold really hasn't been able to carve a higher high, right? It's just kind of grinding along this level. And a lot of times when you see this, this is indicative of a coming breakdown. Now, it's going to take a sustained break below this though. Okay, sustained break below this to open up that area around 1920. That's going to be a confluence of support there for gold, okay? So really right now, what I'm watching is a break below this trend line this week would open up 1920. Obviously, if we get a breakdown from there, we're looking at lower levels like this area around 1800. Now, I think the long side for gold at the moment, while it's trading in this area, is going to be difficult because you can see where this high came very close to that 2070 resistance. All right, so trying to get long through here is going to be difficult with this recent high and also 2070 just above it. Also, the fact that, like I said, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, the market has really struggled here to get off of this trend line and carve a higher high. So as of right now, it does look relatively weak. Okay, but we do need that sustained break below this trend line in order to open up areas like 1920. All right, so that's it for today's forecast. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to sign up to my partner, Prime XBT, where you can trade Forex, crypto, commodities, and indices. Deposit $500 or more, and I will give you lifetime access to our Discord group. And also use code DPA to get up to a $7,000 trading bonus. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you again next week.